Hello everybody, welcome to the stream today. Thank you for joining. We're going to be getting started soon. We've just started. It is Thursday. We've just had the Hansen stream. I'm ready to rock. Hope you guys are ready for my opinions. Let's jump into the commentary. Alright guys, I'd like you to all help me congratulate the following people who have been kind of put forward now to be a trial moderator in my live streams. That would be as followed. Becca. Congratulations, Becca. Welcome to the mod team. Next up, Trash Human. Congratulations, Trash Human. You are also going to be a trial moderator as well. Good luck to you both. So yeah, welcome to the live stream everybody, thank you very much for joining. Be aware there are still positions open. I'm still going through the process of accepting more people as well. So we'll definitely see how it goes. I will be posting the link to the application form on the Discord after this live stream for any of you guys who are interested. I'll be explaining to Trash and Becca more about the kind of the rules that we have here, but pretty much my Discord rules are my live stream rules. You know, it's common sense, it's practicality. Make sure that people who are being a bit excessive get penalised, and the people who are being awful, they get removed permanently. That's how we're going to do things here. That is at least my protocol. So be aware, guys, that today I'm doing 2 live streams. I'm doing this one. We're going to be talking about very specifically the situation with Chris and Lane, their live stream, their interview together. And my second one, surprisingly, I've decided is going to be a live stream where I talk. Well, I'm going to be speaking a little bit about what happened last night, to be specific. But more so, I'm going to speak about something very, very specific involving that. I don't think I've really spoken about this much on live stream before, and I feel like I really do want to touch on this. I want to talk about the involvement of CPS and sending wellness checks to people's houses. And I want to speak from a live streamer's perspective on how we feel about that and how useful that really is in a case like this, in an instance like this. So if you're interested in finding more about that, watch my second stream tonight. It'll probably be in about an hour or so. We're definitely going to be here for about 2 or 3 hours. And there are lots of you who are saying what happened. Well, the live stream's still public. You guys can watch it, but it was in the last about an hour or so, last 30 minutes or so of my live stream, where I got some criticism from somebody in my audience, which led to a very, very problematic term of events, which I will be discussing. Maybe not at length tonight, but I will be discussing them briefly at best. Yeah, lots of eyes in the chat. No, I'm not saying that, Tara. I'm using what happened last night as like a stepping stone for me to talk about a more important discussion, because I've heard about this stuff happening a lot. I've seen people talking about this, so it's like I'm using something bad and making it into something good. And by good, I mean something that I can educate others on, maybe educate myself on. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to make this into a learning experience. Hopefully you can all understand that. So anyway, let's jump into the interview that happened last night. I don't want to sit here and harbour on about everything that happened in my live stream, because I don't necessarily want to give too much attention to that right this minute. But this was a live stream last night. Let me make sure it's actually adjusted, because I've been playing around with my screen a little bit today, like a fool. Yeah, we'll leave it like this right now, because at least you can actually see them in the background. Poor Doris not being shown off today. But you know, having them in the background kind of makes it easier for me to talk about them, and you know, makes you understand when you come in here, if you're late to this live stream, what we're actually talking about. So this is what I'm going to be talking about today. This live stream between Chris Hansen in his blue turtleneck. Wow, guys, He's very, I don't know if vintage is the right word to describe him, but he's definitely giving me all kinds of interesting feelings right now, and I definitely like what I'm seeing. And then we also have Lane as well, who's quite a big kind of advocate for the stuff that's been going on with Onision. She is somebody who has been supporting a lot of the alleged victims. She seems to an extent, seems almost like a bastion of hope in the anti-O community, although I haven't necessarily seen all of what she's posted over the years, so who knows. But anyway, so yeah, in my opinion, and this is what I kind of gathered and garnered from kind of listening to her over the course of... By the way, this interview was actually really, really short. It was about 30 minutes long in total, so I could have watched it on live with you guys, but I figured that most of you guys had already watched it, so I didn't really feel the need to. But it was actually really, really short. And I understood why. I understood why very, very quickly. It's because she's actually somebody who hasn't come into physical contact with either of these people. Lane was somebody who had a number of altercations online with them. But if things had gone differently, if things had kind of followed through, Lane may have ended up, you know, at the Grease mansion. Who knows? That's at least what was being implied by Chris. Chris was like, "Oh, you know, what do you think would have happened if you think that some of those conversations went a little bit differently?" I know what you're doing, Chris. I know what you're doing. I know you're trying to lead the conversation like that. Yeah, she got nice hair. I like the fact that it's, you know, yeah, it looks cool. Her hair's longer than mine, which is interesting. I usually have longer hair than most women. But yeah, anyway, so I'm really going to jump into all of the stuff I've got planned today, because we don't necessarily have too much to cover, but some of this stuff is very, very, in my opinion, is quite a big deal. I do have some criticisms as well. I'm gonna name them. You know, some people have been kind of getting on me recently saying, you know, Loki, what are you really offering this investigation? And it's like, I mean, number one, I'm offering entertainment to people who want to follow it. So that's number one. Two, whilst I may not be a huge advocate and I may not have a huge platform to kind of push forward the investigation, I have been educating a lot of people on Onision's behaviour and Kai's behaviour. I've been offering perspective and critique, most of which I think has been well valued and actually pretty consistent. Well-educated explanations to things. I think there's a lot of people who do commentary and a lot of people who kind of talk about this who don't really offer much of substance in regards to the psychology behind everything that's going on. And I think that's something that I'm maybe not providing as good as I could be, but I've been trying at least. So that's at least what I'm trying to do as of right now. Who besides Hogan says that shit about you, Loki? You'd be surprised. Like, sometimes when I put, like, posts on my community page, I get, like, one person who's like, "Oh, why are you talking about Onision? Let the FBI and Chris Hansen take care of it." You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It definitely does make me feel a little bit shitty, But I also kind of, not just for myself, but all of the other smaller channels out there that are like actually trying to grow. Like you really think that like there isn't like another reason why we do this. Like I love live streaming. I love what I do. This is like I would love to have this as a career. And like people telling me that I shouldn't push forward doing this as a career, just it's a bit demotivating, isn't it? But you know, tomato, innit? It's like telling a pig that you can't fly. If I want to fly, I'll fucking fly. All right, let me do what I want to do. Yeah. Anyway, so first thing, and I think this is the first point that we need to really jump into is unlike many of the other people who have been involved with Kai specifically, Lane was 12 or 13 years old when they started to come in contact with Kai. 12, 13. Can you fucking believe that? Can you guys fucking believe that? 12, 13. Like, you know, I hear like 14, 15, 16, and even that's a little bit like yikes, right? I mean, not a little bit, that's a lot of bit. That's a lot of bit yikes. But like 13, 12. Then, like, 12 is not even a teenager. It's not even a teenager. Which is just ludicrous. Yeah, Sherry, welcome to livestream. All of you who are new here, thank you very much for joining. My name's LowkeyLoki. I'm a commentator on YouTube. I've been doing commentary, and I've been actually interviewing people for about 2-3 years now. And I've recently come to YouTube to do this stuff on a more professional level in front of hopefully a bigger audience. That's what we're going for, at least. You know. But anyway, so yeah, like 12 years old, and I think back to when I was 12, and literally, guys, I know this is a bit embarrassing, but I was playing RuneScape when I was 12. I was going around fishing and getting my fletching skill up. I was trying to get. I got 99 cooking. You know what I mean? I was very busy playing video games and hanging out with kids my own age in school, and you know, it's just it's interesting, yeah. It's interesting. I mean, I did watch some YouTubers when I was 12. I did, but I didn't really get involved with them. And I just find it interesting that Kai is, like, contacting people of this age. It's a bit odd. It's a bit odd. So, obviously, I wanted to understand more about, like, why Elaine kind of got involved with Onision and Kai. And apparently, well, what Lane stated was that their father, her father, recently passed. And she was kind of looking for a adult male role model, is what she said. And I think that's something that maybe some of you guys in the house today can kind of understand and maybe relate to. And you know, honestly, my heart pours out. I didn't really have my father for most of my life either. I still don't actually have him in my life. It's fortunate he's alive, but he doesn't really like me. So not to make things about me, but you know, like I can understand to a certain very, very slim degree. Maybe not as much as I'd like to. But yeah, so you know, she was kind of going through stuff and kind of came across Mr. Grease Monster, Mr. Onision, and Kai, you know, through their various kind of ridiculous videos. I think one of the videos that she watched, it was like a video of like how to get men to notice you or something like that. And I mean, yeah, that sounds like a video that a lot of young girls would watch, right? If you're like a teenage girl, and thank you, Sherry, thank you very much for the donation. If you're like a teenage girl and like even a teenage boy, actually, like you'd be interested in finding out like how to kind of talk to people, especially at that age. Like when I was like 12, I was scared to kiss somebody. Like, I was scared to hold a girl's hand, right? So having videos out there that can kind of, like, maybe give me, like, a false sense of confidence that can kind of push me in the right direction and encourage me to kind of talk to kids my own age or people similar age to me, like that, it's a good vibe. It's a good vibe. I can understand why young people would be interested in that. I'm kind of confused why somebody much older is making videos like that. I don't know why you would want to. Yeah, I don't know, but tomato, innit? So she felt that her, and I'm pretty sure she was speaking about Onision with this, but I may be wrong. I didn't hear a name. I just heard he through most of this. And I know that Lane does refer Kai as a he, which you should. Some of the people on the show have not done that. But it's she felt that her and Onision was similar, and the reason why, and this is what I honestly like did a little hyena laugh when I heard this. It's because whilst he was older than her, he was immature and acted like an idiot. Like, she specifically said he wasn't very intelligent, or at least something along the... I'm like paraphrasing, but I just thought it was... I thought it was very, very humorous when she was just like, oh yeah, he's got a similar level of intelligence to me at 12. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Yeah, he did, and I think that's something that a lot of these kind of older men and women do to kind of younger people, is they kind of dim themselves down, they dumb themselves down to their level so they can seem almost like a kindred spirit, like somebody they can connect with, somebody they can kind of bond with, because obviously a lot of adults in their life, a lot of the people who are older than them are more mature and are like, oh, tidy your room, do your laundry, be good, follow the rules. And then you got fucking Onision like pulling off his shirt, screaming, doing whatever the fuck he wants, as Lane says, acting like a spaz. You know what I mean? Like, it's it goes without saying, guys, that there is some ridiculousness from Onision over the years. Definitely. And then kind of things kind of went back and forth a little bit. You know, obviously Lane was interested more in what Kai was doing, like Kai's content, was like a follower of Kai's, not really a follower of Onision. And Kai like eventually reached out to Lane whilst she was still like very much underage, and literally said that Lane could be the love child of her and Regina. And it's what? That is that crazy? And the reason why it's very crazy is because, well, first of all, who says that to a kid? But second of all, Regina was underage at the time. Regina was not of age of consent at the time. At least that's what's being stated, and I don't see why that would be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's true, right? So like you're telling a minor that you are the love child of them and another minor. Yeah. Isn't Lane and Regina the same age? Apparently not. No. I think I think Regina is a couple of years older, which makes sense if you think about it. Yeah, love child of Regina and Kai. Fucking ugh. Lane, Regina, and Sarah are all about a year apart. I need to like actually. I wish I had like not necessarily a timeline, but like all of their. That'd be kind of weird if I had all of their ages, though, wouldn't it? But at least it'll allow me to like fact check better, if you understand what I mean, guys. There'll be more value. I'm pretty sure. It goes Kai, Regina, and then Lane, definitely. And if not, that's even worse. Like, it doesn't really change it, does it, guys? Like, if Regina was younger than Lane, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is crazy. I think there's an Onision wiki. Oh, buddy!
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Irish. Thank you. Wow, you just like appeared out of nowhere, Irish. Thank you very much for the money. Streamlabs, guys, fucking amazing. Anyway. Yeah, Lane did say that she was like 12 to 30 when she first started talking to Kai. I don't think she stated when like Kai started to reach out to her, but I assume it wouldn't have took long, you know? Maybe a few months, maybe a year or so. Definitely under the age of 16, I would presume. That is an assumption, of course, but it's good that I state that kind of moving forward with this. And moving on is, Lane was, kind of dragged into the drama that was going on between Kai and Onision and Billy, who is somebody else who was recently on Chris's show, another alleged victim, right? And the reason why that happened is because Lane reached out to Billy and kind of like was considerate, was kind.
And Happy New Year too.
For fuck's sake, look at you, Irish. Fucking yikes, man. Guys, everyone show Irish some love in the chat. Thank you very much. But yeah, honestly, she's a man, isn't she? I love her, man. But yeah, so like it's just interesting to me, you know, like Lane's being considerate to Billy, and then Kai and Anicio, and specifically Kai, starts contacting Lane saying, you're fake. You're a bad person. Yeah, why did we ever trust you? Things like that, like making Lane feel bad for just being considerate to Billy, saying something along the lines of, don't worry, everything's gonna be okay. Like, just like being a nice person. And the thing is, like, that's what I mean. I consider that, like, I consider Lane somebody with integrity for that. Like in regards to that situation, like. Even though she's affiliated with Kai and Anision, she doesn't allow herself to be bandwagoned by Kai and Anision. She's not like a part of that cult following. And instead, she's, being her own person. And I think there's great value in that, despite what a couple of people said about me yesterday. But we'll get into that in the next live stream. Oh, God almighty. But yeah, exactly. A part of that, like that cult, that group, right. And it's just, I don't know. It's just sending her like dozens of spiteful and unnecessary comments. I mean, why is Kai and Anision? I don't know if it was. I know Anision has spoken to other alleged victims who were underage poorly. But, like, let's speak specifically about Kai, because I feel like I focus so much on Anision in my live streams. Let's focus a little bit on Kai right now. Why the fuck is Kai, first of all, contacting a girl of this age? And number two, why is Kai saying such horrible things to them and attacking them? And, like, I think one thing you've always got to remember, and it's something that sometimes I momentarily forget too, and I'm sure some of you guys in the house can probably say that you've done this once or twice, or maybe you've done this in the past, but you've looked at somebody who's a lot younger than you, or somebody who might not be on the same, necessarily like the same wavelength as you, and you've treated them as if they're somebody who you could speak that way to, like somebody who is going to be completely rational, or somebody who is developed in that regard. And considering that literally Lane was a teenager at the time, like, why are you speaking to a teenager that way? Like, why? Like, it makes you wonder if that's how they speak to these young ladies. How are they speaking to their kids? Yeah, is it more of the same? Is it different? Who knows? And perhaps that's why some people are worried about the kids and why they're calling up various groups, CPS, police, FBI, wellness checks, etc. Maybe that's why, but it's just, yeah, it seems to me, and I'm reading what everybody's putting in the chat right now, and I have to agree, it seems like conditioning, it seems like manipulation, it seems like a part of what Diane said, the brainwashing that's been going on. And a lot of people do this, a lot of predatorial people do this. And whether Anision and Kai are the pedophile word, God, I need to find a better way of saying that. But if they're a nonce or not, there you go, English version. Obviously, that's a different story. But the predatorial behaviour that they are exhibiting is nerve-wracking to say the least. So anyway, let's... guys, I'm blitzing through this shit today. I hope you're appreciating this. We are rocking and rolling today. So Lane describes Kai as being a wolf in sheep's clothing. I think that is honestly the best way to describe Kai, because Kai is very low-key. Like, not like me. Kai's not low-key, but Kai is low-key. You know what I mean? And by that, I mean, doesn't really talk much on social media, doesn't put out many videos, doesn't, like, you know what I mean? Doesn't, like, involve themselves in the in the conflict and the problems and all the bullshit, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, all of that. And it goes without saying that, like, whilst that may be the case and you're playing yourself off as a sheep, you are very much, sir, hey, you are a wolf. You are a wolf. At least that's what it seems like to me. That's what it seems like with everything that's going on, all of the accusations against her, the fact that the guy sent, inappropriate pictures of themselves to various young ladies. It's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game that Kai is playing, and it's a game that could end with picking up a card and seeing it say "go to jail." Just like in Monopoly. Skip go and go straight to jail, right? But yeah, that's at least what I'm trying to get at in that regard. So this is where things are going to kind of change a little bit. Listen to me, hear me out before you guys fist me in the ass with your opinions, because I know what some of you guys are fucking like, and I love it. I do love it, but keep it 100, right? So one thing I really noticed, and Chris has done this before, but I feel like this is something that was a lot more noticeable for me. The major word that was used in this live stream was the word think. And you're probably wondering, what are you getting at, Loki? That doesn't make any sense. Shut your fucking face. Say something important. Say something that's relevant. The amount of times Chris said, what do you think about this? How do you feel about that? What do you think about this situation? What do you think about that situation? There was actually I feel like the first 10-15 minutes was actually kind of substance. It was Lane explaining things that had actually happened to her, and with some level of proof and consistency to what they were saying. Then everything else after that point seemed to be opinions. It just seemed to be what Lane's opinion on the situation was. And I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing, that Lane has the opportunity to provide their opinion, but I feel like what I really do want to say here, and I think this is something that maybe some people aren't really remembering, not everything they say should be taken to heart and should be run with. Do you understand? And I think there are genuinely people who watch these streams and say, and at the end of it, they're like, everything that's been said in this stream is true, and I should believe what they are believing. No. A lot of what Lane said in the better half, the later half of this stream was just her opinion. It was her opinion. And I'm not gonna lie, her opinions were pretty on the spot for me. I thought they were. Some of them, the ones I've already explained, right? But I think you're gonna remember that. And I always want to make sure that my audience is kind of self-aware in that regard. Despite what some may say, we don't want cult followings. You don't want people to be cult-like and sheep and shit like that, right? Not just in my community, but the community at large, the actual anti-Onision community. Everybody who's kind of involved in what's going on here. And I think it's so important that we just that we remember that. And also, I mean, considering that this is an investigation, should we be basing investigative journalism off what people who actually haven't been in contact with Onision and Kai believe or think? Believing and thinking is not the same as knowing, and that's all I'm trying to get at, right? There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between being there and going through that and just offering your 2 cents. And whilst, yes, Lane is a friend of many of the alleged victims and has probably spoken to them at length, and they are probably one of the best people to go to with that information, just be aware of that. I feel like that's why the interview wasn't as long. I feel like they're just... I don't feel like Chris wanted to spend a whole hour or a good 40 minutes of the interview just asking Lane various questions. Yeah, that's exactly it, Vanity. And I'm not saying that to necessarily criticize Chris. I understand what he's doing, and I understand that he's obviously looking for filler for his streams anyway, because you're not gonna get a good chunk, a good hour of allegations and things that can be proven. A lot of it is going to be hearsay, and it's not bad that it's hearsay. Just because if you're somebody who's been assaulted or abused and you don't necessarily have proof, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't come forward. And that's not what I'm saying. That's completely not what I'm saying. So don't make sure you guys don't jump to that conclusion. It's just You know, obviously with this being an investigation, and I don't know if you guys get this impression, but like Chris makes it sound very, very official. Like he's affiliated with the FBI. He's got people in the FBI. Like this is a serious investigation. Like it doesn't even feel like YouTube anymore. It feels like we're watching some sort of like CSI shit on YouTube. It's a little bit absurd. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's absurd because it's like, to an extent, I feel like it's unrealistic. You know what I mean? Like, I never would have expected this to happen. It's just so out of the wave of possibilities for me. But it's cool that it's happened, man. I mean, I'm thrilled to see Chris on YouTube. But yeah. But yeah, these investigations can take years. Yeah, what a time to be alive, Kaylee. I saw you in the chat, by the way. I saw your comments, some of you. Chatting away in Chris's stream. You know, I watched it recently before the... I always like to like watch the videos just before I do my coverage, so it's all really fresh in my memory. Because I'm not necessarily that great at remembering things. I feel like I always remember the things that are really, really important, but I forget a lot of the kind of minor details. And I think those minor details are very important. You know, it's like being an artist, right? If you draw the face, you do the eyes, nose, and mouth, the ears, eyebrows, and all that shit. But if I'm like missing out the freckles and the dimples, it's not going to necessarily look realistic. And I think that's important. Anyway, so yeah, let's move to the next thing. Oh yeah. So and this kind of follows up on this as well, actually. And this is one of the really, really big things that stood out to me, that I was kind of rolling my eyes at. I was kind of raising an eyebrow. I was like, what's going on here? And that was the discussion in regards to the video where Onision was in the shower, doing a little bit of a scrub-a-dub-dub, you know what I mean? Putting on some links, or what do you guys call it in America? Axe, you know, I don't know what he fucking puts on his body. Maybe he just like rubs himself with onions. Who the fuck knows, right? Maybe he just pours grease over himself from like a fucking chip fryer or something. I don't fucking know, right? But he oils, yeah, imagine if he uses Axe. Yeah, exactly, right. But anyway, so, yeah, obviously, I'm sure a lot of you guys have watched it. I've also watched it on live stream, so those of you who are watching my live stream, you've watched it with me. And obviously, I made this funny joke for any of you guys who watch anime, that Onision was basically acting like one of the Titans in Attack on Titan, specifically the one who's Levi. When Levi transforms and he becomes like a Titan, it literally reminds me of Onision. When he's going like that, like he's some sort of rabid little fucking chihuahua. And trust me, I've got a dog who's half chihuahua. I know what they fucking act like. Yap, exactly. And yeah, so what I'm really getting at with this, because you're probably wondering, get to the point, right? Chris asked Lane to describe the video to him. So he obviously didn't watch it because he didn't want to, see... Onision's hot, sexy vegetarian body. I mean, whew, daddy. He didn't want to see it, so he asked Lane, what she saw, and to kind of explain it and describe it, and they put out the fact that apparently Onision has been showing his penis and his genital region to the wider YouTube world. I don't know, guys. I've been doing a little bit of research today. I rewatched the video. I went on Reddit. I went on Google. I tried to see if... I tried to really actually find if his penis was actually showing. I didn't see no dick. I didn't see no dick. Did you guys see... Did you guys see a dick? I didn't see no dick. I didn't see a dick. So I kind of thought it was... I mean, maybe his... Yeah, I was gonna say his sexy vegan body covers it, right? No, he just flashed it and you couldn't really see it. I heard he cropped it out after people noticed. I don't know. It just seems like bullshit to me, man. If that's true, then fair enough, and I support it. There were blurry outlines, but the one with the skirt was way more visible. You mean like his... You do realise that, like, all of the times where he's, like, in his underwear, he's probably got socks in there, you know? I mean, that's what literally everybody says. I don't know if that's true, but, I mean, why not, right? I mean, to be fair, his bulge is a little bit like overbearing. I guess he's a shower, not a grower. Who knows? Did you see the shower scene, Loki? Yeah, I did. I watched it on broadcast. I did not see no cock. And if you guys are saying that it did, it seems all of you guys say the same thing. Oh, it was a blur. It was a blur. Like, guys, if you see a fucking blur, that doesn't mean it's fucking Superman, right? Like, that's literally what I'm going to say in regards to that. I feel like people are making assumptions and, you know, give me the cock. Okay, Kaylee. I don't know if you want Inision's cock. That's yeah, pin the penis on the Inision. Yikes, man. Yeah, it was like fuzzy, right? That's kind of a weird vibe, isn't it? Shave. I mean, yeah, I'm not. I mean, be aware, guys. I'm a commentary, not a dick inspector. I'm a commentator, not a dick inspector. So, you know, I'm not necessarily too interested in, you know, fucking looking for anything in that regard. Drama and Opinions posted it on Twitter, and the frame rate quality makes it seem a blur of pink. Can't really see anything. So yeah, that really follows what I'm saying right now. Perhaps people shouldn't be saying that it's his penis and that he exposed himself if they actually haven't seen his penis or can't prove that it's his penis, because that's actually, you know, that's actually in the realm of what's it called, slander. So do be aware. And the reason why I'm saying this is not because I'm an Inision advocate. You guys know I'm quite the opposite. I'm saying this because I've watched a lot of Inision's videos, I've watched a lot of his streams, and I know he is somebody who, if you guys say anything that's incorrect, if you say anything that's a lie, if you say anything horrible to him, he will use it against you. He will use it to make you, you know, he will bring up the fact that you guys lied about him being exposed, and he will say, what else are they lying about? And see what they're doing. They're lying about me being naked. They're lying about me exposing my penis. What else are they lying about? You can't trust all of these people because they're just out to get me. They're a part of hate culture. Yada, yada, yada. And that's all I'm fucking saying, guys. That is literally all I'm saying. And I'm sure you guys can understand that, even if you don't necessarily like the fact that I'm saying it. It's what he does. He's the kind of guy who's like, show me proof, show me evidence, otherwise it doesn't exist. It's not right. It's not a thing. And it's just funny that he uses that card, but then, you know, he's... Never mind. Anyway, I'm not going to get into what I said yesterday. Watch yesterday. Exactly, yeah, he will run with it. Honestly, he is... like, you know, William Webb Ellis picking up the football and making the game of rugby. That is literally just, he just picks up the ball and runs with it. Exactly. You are so right. He does hang on to every little discrepancy that he can find to prove it. Everything else is wrong too. Yes, that's what I'm saying, guys. What I would probably be saying, right, and what I would think a lot of other channels should be saying is, perhaps that's a penis. Who knows? It could be. Like, that's at least then there's no deniability. You haven't necessarily done anything wrong because you're just you're coming up with the idea that it might be. I bet you there are some commentators out there who've probably said that, but I have seen people who've been saying, for a matter of fact, that he's exposed himself and that he should be banned for it. That he should be banned off YouTube for exposing himself. Guys, let's look for shit that's concrete, yeah? Yeah? Good. That's all I'm saying. Hopefully everybody understands that. Whether you're a big channel or a small channel, whether you're a viewer, whether you're somebody who's new to this investigation, or if you're somebody who's been involved in this for a number of years, I think that is all I'm getting at. Caro, you're amazing. Thank you for the donation, for the super chat. Honestly, I can't wait to get my first, like, actual pay package from super chat. It's going to be a great feeling. Caro, you're great. Show some love, guys. He exposed himself as a dick. I mean, yeah, he's an actual, like, a giant penis. But that is unfortunately not enough to get him removed from YouTube. It needs to be a little bit more than that, unfortunately. He caters his content to haters at this point. He does. And he's, as far as I'm aware, he's getting some money off it. So, I'll tell you guys right now, my live stream yesterday was flagged by him. Which, goes without saying, guys, how much I fucking hate YouTube's system currently. Because I know that if I fight the the situation that my video might get taken down, and I don't want that to happen, and I don't want to have to go through the process of getting my video taken, sorted out just so I can make ad revenue. And I want you guys to be aware that ad revenue isn't necessarily the biggest deal to me. I don't necessarily get that many views anyway. And more importantly, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm more focused on building up an audience and growing my viewership. The donations that I'm getting is more than enough currently, and you guys have been extremely generous over the last couple of weeks since my partnership, and I really do appreciate you for that. Thank you very much. It definitely encourages me to do lots of streaming, which is good. But anyway, so that's really what I say. So Razorblade puts in the chat, LowkeyLoki, did you see Anision's new video on his Speaks channel? No, but one of my lovely viewers actually sent me the video, so I will be watching it. I don't know when I'm going to be watching it, but I will be watching it soon. I will be not watching it on this live stream because this live stream is specifically for this, what we're watching right now. And guys, you know what? I feel like I've already got through everything that I needed to get through today. So as much as I would love to continue doing this live stream, I am now going to move on to my second live stream of today. It's important that I compartmentalize all of my stuff. So this video being 41 minutes long is specifically about this topic. My next video will be about a different topic, and that might be 30 minutes to an hour. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. But I don't think it's going to be an After Dark. I think it's going to be another legitimate video, perhaps. We shall see. We shall see. But those of you who have just joined, those of you who are new here, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm very, very new to YouTube, and it is very, very difficult to grow on here, as things are very oversaturated. So if you have enjoyed my content for today, please do. And if you haven't already, please drop a like on this video too, especially considering there is a small number of people who constantly downvote my videos because I guess they are either Anision supporters or they just don't like the fact that I'm a guy with long hair, or perhaps it's somebody who I've responded to in a live stream and they didn't like my response. When's the next stream? We'll start the next live stream in let's be honest guys, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a break so you can get yourself a drink, have a shit, all that important stuff. Let's say like 10-15 minutes, yeah? Let's say 10-15 minutes. I'll be on 10-15 minutes with another live stream, and that live stream will probably last until midnight in the UK. Those of you in America, I guess it would be finished at 7, perhaps. We'll see. That's if on the East Coast, at least, East Coast America. Hopefully, I got that right. Anyway, so yeah, guys, shout out to my new moderators. Thank you very much for just being engaged in my live streams. I'll have a little chat with you guys in the 15-minute period on the Discord if you guys could jump on. Just being one of the, I might set up like a little chat for us or something, I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you guys in like 50 minutes. Peace out, everybody.